Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing my January wrap-up and my February TBR. And this month in January I have read a total of 9 novels, one of which was a reread, and one I'm going to call a graphic novel. So a total of 10 books. Anyways, to get started I'm going to start by giving you the books I read in January. The first book I picked up was Tithe by Holly Black, and I won't go into it because I do have a review posted here on my YouTube page, and I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was My Secret, which is a PostSecret book. It was a library book, so I've already returned it, and this is compiled by Frank Warren, and it was a little bit of a letdown compared to the other PostSecrets books. However, I did enjoy it, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. For those of you who don't know, PostSecret books are basically people send in postcards of their secrets, and the PostSecret Foundation compile them into a book. Some of them are funny, some of them are sad, and they're just really good. The next book I read was the third by publication date, but it is the sequel to Tithe, and it is Ironside by Holly Black, and I like this book so much more than I liked the first book, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars here on Goodreads. The next book I read, I don't have because I did read it online, and it is The Pledge by Kimberly Derting. It is the first book in the Pledge series, and I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I currently have a hold at the library for the second book, Essence, and I'm excited to read the second book in the series. The next book I read was Empty by K.M. Walton, and I really enjoyed this book. Again, I have a review here on my YouTube page, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read is The Perfect Room by DeStefano. I absolutely love this book. If it is on your bookshelf, like I see on so many, booktubers who are hauling, but you have not read it, I highly recommend reading it. It was a 5 out of 5 stars. It's one of the best books I've read in, a decent time, and I have a review here on YouTube if you would like to read it. I also have a review of all of these books on my Goodreads account. The next book I read was Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. I did get this from the library, and I really liked this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And if you have not picked up this series, you must do so. It is phenomenal. I followed this up by reading Petra K and the Blackhearts. I did have an e-arc of this book given to me, and I must say I actually didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to. I had a little bit higher expectations for it, so if you go into it with an open mind. I do have an in-depth review. I didn't think it was a bad book, but for other books that I have read, and I've read a lot of science fiction and fantasy, this just didn't live up to the expectations. However, I do think it would be good for people who, really haven't gotten into the fantasy. The world isn't all that complex, which, makes it easy to understand. And, oh, I forgot to give the author. Anyways, this was written by Ellis, Henderson, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. The next book I read was The 5 Little Pigs by Agatha Christie. This took me the full month to read. I had finished it yesterday, actually, and early in the morning, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the ending. I thought it was well written. However, it didn't draw me in like other Agatha Christie novels, and I think that's partially because instead of discovering the murder as it's unfolded, it was determining whether or not what the police thought was the murder and the conviction given by the courts was true or not. I really enjoyed it. You have to pay close attention, but I wasn't in the mood to pay close attention to details when I was reading it, and so I don't think I enjoyed it as much as I could have, but I do like it, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. The last book, the book I just recently finished was Unravel Me by Tahereh Mafi, which is the second book in the Shatter Me series. I liked this book so much, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I don't understand really all the Team Warner people. I definitely think Adam is for her. I feel sorry for Warner, and I feel sympathy for him, but I don't think he's the right person for Juliet. I am so excited to read the next one. I also reread Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling this month. I really enjoyed rereading it. I felt that I was able to pick out a lot of the small details that a first-time reader definitely wouldn't pick up, especially knowing what happens in the end, because knowing the characters throughout and seeing some of the characters that popped up that you wouldn't have really noticed on a first read, but knowing that they become major characters later on, I was able to pick that up, and I really enjoyed it. And I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I didn't really rate it because it was already rated, and I did enjoy it. So next I will be getting on to my February to be read, and I have quite a stack of books. However, I have a big stack of books. I don't know if I will get to all of them. I'm being a little ambitious. I know February only has 28 days, but I'm going to do my best. I will be reading Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. I will then follow this up by Through the Evernight by Veronica Rossi. I don't think I will get to Into the Still Blue. The library has quite a few holds on it, so unless I go out and buy it, which I might, I'm very tempted to, but other than that, I don't really see it being read this month. I will be reading The Archive by Victoria Schwab. The sequel comes out this month, and I'm excited to possibly get my hands on it. I also want to read Valiant by Holly Black and finish out the Modern Fairy Tale trilogy. This is the backstory to one of the characters in Ironside, which is the sequel to Tithe. I'll be reading Through the Clouds by Rajdeep Paulus. I can't really say the name. Anyways, I want to read this kind of in honor of Valentine's Day. It is a contemporary novel, so I think I will enjoy it. I am also planning on reading The Rossi Project by Grameen, I don't know, Simpson, and I won both of these, both this book and the last book, Swimming Through the Clouds, through a giveaway, and I'm excited to read this one. It sounds like a sweet novel, and like I would really enjoy it. I will also be reading Threatened by Elliot Schaefer. I have an e-arc and it comes out this month, so I really want to read it and get the review up prior to the book coming out. And I want to read Scarboys by Lynn Valios. I think that Scarboys will be very entertaining to read. I know it was recently published, and I did receive an e-copy of it. I'm also planning on rereading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I am excited to be reading this, and I am excited to continue rereading the series throughout the year. And I am planning on reading, I'm not going to read this whole book, it is 530 something pages, but I plan on reading, you know, up through where I'm at in the books, which is Harry Potter and the Page to Screen, the complete filmmaking journey. I'm so excited. I'm just so excited. Anyways, I hope all of you have a good week and a great February full of reading, and I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Bye.